Okay, so today we're going to talk about stress in your health, which will fall under California standards 1.12.1, 1.12.2, 1.12.3, and also um, 8.12.2. 1.12.1 predict how healthy behaviors can affect health status. 1.12.2 describe the interrelationships of emotional, intellectual, physical, and social health. 1.12.3 analyze how environment and personal health are interrelated. And then 8.12.2 demonstrate how to influence and support others to make positive health choices. So first of all, we need to talk about what causes stress, as there are different stressors that can happen in life. What are some of those, and how do we handle those things? So there are environmental stressors. I think just by looking at this picture, think about it, and you look at all the beautiful scenery in the background, and if you take all that trash away from there, you sit there and you think, wow, this is beautiful, and it could be a calming sense, and it can make you feel really at peace. But you add all the trash that's in there, and it really makes you feel uneasy, and it can make people feel angry or sad, and that could really create a stressor on there. So there's part of an environmental stressor. Here's another one of a person trying to get some exercise in. She's out for a jog, trying to take care of her health, but yet she's running in some really nasty air. Um, she's most likely trying to do the best thing that she can to stay healthy, but um, as you see, that could create a stressor for someone that wants to get in some good, healthy exercise. Um, Walking along and seeing tent cities, which are, tend to be popping up almost in every city now. That can be a stressor. It can be a stressor in senses such as um, you feel bad for the people. You sit there and you wonder what's going on if so many people are homeless. Or it can be, people that want to go out for a nice walk, and they don't want to see this kind of stuff going on in their neighborhood. So that can cause different types of stressors. Uh, Overpopulation, uh, just trying to get to and from places and having to deal with this on a daily basis can become a big stressor for many people. There are biological stressors. So let's go back to this. Those are all signs of or examples of environmental stressors. Biological stressors, as you see here, this girl's obviously not feeling well. It can be feeling like you have uh, some muscle tightness or cramps, um, just not feeling well, pulled muscles, maybe having to get a shot. These are all things that can make people's stress level or blood pressure rise or heartbeat faster, or they're just not feeling better. Injury. Injury can really take people out of their normal routine, their daily routine, and make life a little bit more complicated. Um, how about this? People that are handicapped that don't find handicap access in some places, or maybe they used to be able to go upstairs and something happened that caused them to be handicapped, and they can't do that anymore. That could be a big stressor that people just don't really think about sometimes, but when you really are faced with it, it can create some havoc in your life. Okay, let's talk about some thinking stressors. Some of us as students can all um, kind of relate with this, but you're under a deadline, and you have only so much time to get a test done or an assignment done. That's a big stressor, as we all know. Um, Here we go again. That's the same. How many of you guys have had this pose at one point in your life? I know I have. So it's a student here maybe she's trying to figure out an answer. Maybe she can't remember something. Maybe she's just not really prepared for this assignment or test. Um, who knows? But it's not a good look right there. She's probably stressed out. I know I've been there. And hopefully won't be there much longer. Hopefully you students here don't have to find yourselves in this situation very often either. Time management. Okay, we all have it. We all have places we need to be, more places we want to be, and we have to be there by a certain time, or we have to get things done by a certain time. It's part of our daily lives, and how we manage our times can really add to our stress, or it can really take away from our stress. I know it feels great when you get a lot of stuff done in time and you have it all done and you have a little extra time at the end of the day or at the end of the week to be able to just go out and enjoy it. That's a great feeling, but I know when you're up against it, that's not a very good feeling. It feels like there's just not enough hours in a day, so this can be a stressor for people. Um, so uh, as you see, those are all biological stressors. We'll go into some behavioral stressors. Um, there's people that, unfortunately, um, they tend to go and want to have some alcoholic beverages. Um, sometimes that's to alleviate the stress, but at the end of the day, it really doesn't. It just kind of adds to the stress. So that can create some stress here. So your behaviors, your choices can make a difference. Um, same with taking drugs, illegal drugs, prescription drugs that aren't prescribed to you, stuff like this. All of these things can add to stress in your life, and unfortunately, sometimes this can add stress to your loved ones as well. Uh, this kind of goes back to time management, waking up. Um, you just don't really feel like getting ready for the day. You need to have your coffee. Just sitting there going, man, I need some more time to do stuff. Okay, this is one of those stressors. So we have those stressors. We have some environmental stressors, some biological stressors, some behavioral stressors. Let's talk about some life change stressors, things that happen in life that can be a little bit more stressful. A death of a loved one can definitely create a lot of stress. Uh, if anybody has lost a loved one, they know that it can really impact what goes on in your day-to-day life, and sometimes that can be problematic if you don't have good outlet on how to deal with stress. Moving, okay, moving to a different location, changing cities, towns, uh, meeting new people, meeting new friends. Those can all be life change stressors. How about planning a wedding? Um, I like this one. Nothing like planning a wedding to make you want to punch everyone you've met in the throat. Uh, everybody's got an opinion, and everybody wants you to do a certain way, and uh, sometimes that can be stressful. Not just with weddings, with career choices or college choices, or um, things like that. So anything life changing can really become a stressor. So now let's talk about the positive responses to stress. Okay, all of those things, if you have all of those things that we've talked about uh, up to this point, you're stressed out. Okay, fine, it happens. But there are positive responses to stress, and if you learn how to deal with stress, it can actually be a positive thing, and stress can be your friend and help you to achieve things that you really need to do. Okay, let's talk about this stress management. How do we do this? Okay, listen to some music. I think listening to music is a really good thing. Listen to some calming music. Talk to some friends. Take a walk. Exercise. Do stuff like that. Hot bath. Get some sleep. All of these things in here. Try to find something that you enjoy and make time for yourself to be able to do those things, and take yourself out of that stressful environment when you're feeling that way. Here you see this guy. Maybe he's meditating. Maybe he's just chilling out and he's just out kind of taking into peace and quiet here and just trying to give himself some quiet time and be able to relax. That's always a peaceful feeling and can kind of help you put things in perspective. Relax. I like this one. This can be at the shore of the lake or maybe at the beach, most likely the beach, but find something somewhere that helps you relax and, and to really take some time to, once again, put things in perspective for yourself. You'll find when you do this, your time management will get a little bit better. You'll be able to organize your life a little bit more, and you'll be able to just kind of see things a little bit more clearly. This could go back to the scene I showed earlier in the picture I showed earlier, the environmental stressors where there's a bunch of trash. Here's a place that has no trash, and look how peaceful this looks. This could be a great place to unwind and just get away from the rat race and the stressors of daily life right here. Just looking at this picture kind of makes you relax a little bit, I think. Exercise, I know that's a big one. Um, it just creates so many positive feelings and endorphins when you can get in some good exercise. So make sure you're doing something there that you know that you enjoy. And this is if you enjoy exercising. Some people don't. They'll find something else that they can do. Um, I personally like to go out to the golf course and take away some stress. Golf might add stress to some people. I'm not good enough for it to stress me out. I just take it all in and have a good time. But it's something that I enjoy to do, and usually I'm with friends, and it's a good time for me to just get away and take my thoughts away for a while and go ahead and do this. And here you go, listening to some music. Kind of a peaceful look here. This girl's just sitting here listening to some music and sitting in the flowers. Whatever it takes. There's so many ways to uh, really um, have a positive response to your stressors. So that's my lesson on stressors. As far as an assignment would go, I would have you guys maybe write a paper on some things that stress you out and um, what kind of positive responses you have to those stressors and what makes you feel better, or what can you do to maybe be better at having positive responses to stress. All right, thanks.